Hello artists! Today we're getting ready to start the second project in this large painting and drawing unit, and it's a paint mixer landscape project. This one actually doesn't take very much time, which for some of you you're going to be very happy with because you're probably already kind of frustrated with the mixer tool. So if you haven't already, make sure that you try the paint mixer lesson. There also is a supplemental one that you don't have to do. I'll have it posted in Google Classroom, which is the paint mixer for landscape specifically. But make sure that you watch the paint mixer lesson that takes you over the tool and gives you all the suggestions and tips for using that tool. So the goal here is that you are going to take a landscape photograph and you're going to turn it into what looks like a digital painting. So in other words, you're just working on top of a photograph. You're using it to trace over and to kind of smudge and blend and use the colors that are there. So here's some student examples. You can either let more of the original kind of guide you, or like if you want to, this person went almost 100% non-objective, where they blended it so much that you can't really tell that it was a landscape anymore, and I'm okay with that. It's up to you. You can do some linear work on top. That's your right as well. The goal here is to almost or completely obscure the original photograph that's in there. So like this one, I have a little bit of point of contention where I think too much of the photograph is showing through in here, but they did make some changes. This one I really like because they really took the time to smudge and blur in little ways. You can leave some parts exposed if you want to. It's pretty experimental in how you approach it, other than the fact to say, pick a landscape photo, use the paint mixer tool. You can also use the regular brush tool and the pencil tools on top, along with filters, to create a digital, quote unquote, landscape painting. What I'm looking for is good use of layers, your creativity and difficulty, the use of the paintbrush tool, okay, because I do want you to use that. Try to use some of those advanced techniques. You don't have to on these, but you do have to show me that you understand that mixer brush tool, okay? I would take a couple of days, or at least one day, to play around a little bit more with that mixer brush tool just so that you get comfortable with it, and then go ahead in search of your landscape photo. For this, you can use a landscape photo that you get off of the internet. I'm perfectly fine with that. Make sure that when you save the project that you save it in your Adobe Photoshop Cloud lessons folder, or projects folder, excuse me, and I want you to title it landscape and then with your name. All right, so you'll have, like I said, about 2 days to work on this in class before we move on to the last portion of this unit, which is video animation.